Salute BookTube. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. We've got a special video today. Um, I got mail. Uh, I think I got uh, a birthday package of books, and it says here. What does that say there? Posta Slovenia. Sloveni. Posta Sloveni. Posta Sloveni, I think is how you pronounce it. There's an accent on the S. Posta Sloveni. So that means that's the Slovenian Postal Service. And I don't know how popular my booktube channel is in Slovenia. How many fans do I have in Slovenia? Are they in the hundreds, in the thousands? No, it can only be one person, and that's Angelina. Uh, she very kindly sent me a package. She said the books are a surprise. She didn't tell me what's in them, except I think one. Um, but she said she'd send it for my birthday, and it's arrived. It actually arrived early. Um, but I said I'll wait until closer to my birthday, and I'll post this video on my birthday, which is Halloween. I'm born on October 31st. So even before I open this, I really want to thank Angelina for what she's done. This is really too much. I really don't know what to say except thank you. Um, uh, really, I'm speechless. But again, it's arrived, and Angelina was like, "Wow, it arrived early," and that's probably because where I'm at. For those who don't know, I'm based in the heart of the Middle East, in the United Arab Emirates, and especially the city of Dubai, the neighboring city to where I live, is is famous as a logistical hub that connects east and west. So logistics, mail, things here they come fast. So that's the reason why it came fast. Let me get to opening this instead of just chatting on and on. I don't know how I'm going to open this. I found, or I didn't find, but this is a perfect time for me to use this knife. This knife was a gift from my mother. And if you can see there, it's got I think it's an American bald eagle or it's a vulture. I don't know what animal that is. But you can see mountains and trees in the background. This was a gift from my mother when my mother and my father went to Alaska for a holiday. My father always had a dream to go to Alaska, and they actually fulfilled it. And my mom got me this gift. I think this is whalebone. It's made out of whalebone. It's from the indigenous Inuit people of Alaska. And then it just opens up as a knife. So I'll use that to open this up. Uh, yeah, so thank you, Angelina, for the gift, and I think thank you for my mom for the gift. It's really nice to hold because it's made out of the bone. It's really nice in the hand. Isn't my mom adorable for giving me this very nice gift? Anyway, I'm gonna try to open this in an orderly fashion and not take too long. And then we'll look at the books what Angelique got. This is so exciting. My first mail haul where I don't know what's inside. Okay, relatively easy to open. Maybe I should cut more to make it. This knife is really good. This is also the first time I'm using this knife. Is it very good? I don't know. Yeah, I think, sorry, this is taking longer than I thought, but we're almost there. We don't want to destroy the books with the knife. Let's just cut the other side here. Okay, opened nice and easy. Let me close the knife so there's no accidents and put it away. Okay, so we're gonna open the package now. Or the package is open. We're gonna start taking out the books. There's just, okay, there's one. I think she's covered it. Oh wow, look at this. There's something. Okay, I don't want to destroy it. It's just taped. So I'm gonna have to do this really carefully. I'm sorry if you're seeing the top of my balding head, but um, ooh, I don't wanna. I don't wanna destroy it. It's taped. Oh no. Oh crap. Okay, this isn't going as planned, but let me try the other side. See if I was okay. I kind of ruined it, but that's okay. It's just an advertisement. The front is okay. This is a free map of Slovenia. So cool. Uh, is it all of Slovenia or just Ljubljana, the capital? Uh, I don't know. It says in miniature. Former Yugoslavic Republic, I guess, of Slovenia. And then it's got all this like things to do and see and historical landmarks and restaurants and hiking um, recommendations. Very cool, very cool. It's just here at the back. It's a commercial for a gluten-free cuisine, and there was tape on it, and I cut it. That's the only, but it's an advertisement. It's the back, but gluten-free. That's actually interesting because, okay, because my ex-girlfriend was gluten-free by choice. She just decided not to eat gluten, so if she was to join me, we'd check out this restaurant. But this is the I think the more important part. So thank you. Wow, that's so cool. And now, wow, this is even wrapped. Oh, they're all wrapped. This is like, it's like birthday kind of. Well, we don't have the tradition with Christmas. Now I know what it feels like to open a gift on Christmas. Sorry about the sounds, all in this plastic, but. Okay, the first book I'm seeing is by Aleš Steger. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's Slovenia, Close Encounters with Everything. Translated by Jason Blake. Look at that. Very beautiful. Here in the back, Slovenia. It looks very beautiful, like beautiful nature. But this is Slovenia is among the world's youngest countries and one of the smallest, but it's a space half the size of Switzerland. But in a space half the size of Switzerland, Slovenia offers gorgeous lakes and alluring coastlines, snow-capped peaks, and gentle rolling vineyards, and a forest. Peaks, gentle rolling vineyards, and forest, and more forest. Okay, so this is like, yeah, I think this is more like a nature sort of guidebook to Slovenia, but it's a lot of it's not like it's like a lot of prose. So let's read this. It says, with an eye of an insider and a watchful gaze, Aleš Steger points out the way to hidden gems in Slovenia. He writes about the karst and the Bora wind, about birdwatcher's paradise, and about world-famous Lipizaner horses from Lipica. He writes about Slovenia as the homeland of famous architects, of champion cyclists, of legendary climbers, and of creative minds. Okay, it goes on, but again, about Slovenia, just I think part tourist guide, part cultural history. Very, very exciting. So cool. I cannot thank Angelina enough. What's this next one? This is by Drago Jankar. I saw her that night. Interesting. It's translated by Michael Biggins. Look at that cover. It's like swords all coming to meet each other. And then one of them is an umbrella. Is this like comedy? Or I saw her that night as a love story in time of war. It is a novel. Okay, it doesn't sound like comedy. Love story in a time of war. It is a novel about a few years in the life and mysterious disappearance of Veronika Zarnik, a young bourgeoisie woman from Ljubljana, sucked into the whirlwind of a turbulent period in history. Which turbulent period in history? We follow her story from the perspective of 5 different characters who also talk about themselves as well as troubled Slovenian times before and during World War II. Okay, okay, I'm actually reading. Okay, times that swallowed like a Moloch, not only the people of various beliefs involved in historical events, but also those who lived on the fringes of tumultuous events, which they did not even fully comprehend. They only wanted to live, but only to live as an illusion. It was time when even wealth and power offered no protection. And Drago Jankar was born in 1948 in Maribor, Slovenia, and is one of the best known Slovenian writers at home and abroad. After studying law, he worked as a journalist, an editor, and a freelance writer and traveled to both the US and Germany. In 2011, he was awarded the European Prize for Literature. He now lives in Ljubljana. Very interesting. Like historical fiction, World War II Slovenian fiction by a famous Slovenian author, Drago Jankar. Um, yeah, I'm reading a lot about World War II now, like intellectual history of the World War II era, and there's a lot of, what did it say here? Times that swallowed like a Moloch, not only the peoples of various beliefs involved in historical events, but also those who lived on the fringes of tumultuous events. So there's a lot of, again, if it's Slovenia, again, I don't know much about Slovenia, that's why this is so cool, but there's a lot about Croatia and then Croatia and Serbia in World War II. Anyway, I don't know much, but again, right on. Okay, right here in the middle. Okay, there's a birthday card in here. This is very sweet. This is too much, and there's so many books in here. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, it's in Slovenia. Okay, I think Angelina told me, she told me don't read this out. Don't read it out on camera. So I'll keep this for me personally and I'll email her. Wow. Okay. You really didn't have to go through all this trouble, Angelina. This is, well, the books keep coming and coming. Okay, let me try to hurry so that it's not, I should have done that. She, Angelina's put them in these covers and it's all really well done. Okay, next. This is by Boris Pahor. It's called Necropolis. And there's introduced by Alan Yentov. Again, I don't know, is this Slovenian translated? Boris Pahor is a member of the Slovenian national minority in Italy and is considered among the greatest living writers in Slovenian language. Several of his works portray the experiences of World War II concentration camp prisoners and their attempts to reintegrate into everyday life after the war, a process Pahor, a Dachau survivor, personally experienced. Is he Slovenian Jewish? Boris Pahor spent the last 14 months of World War II as a prisoner and medic in the Nazi camps of Bergen, Belsen, Horzingen, Dachau, Natzweiler, Struthof. 20 years later, he visited the preserved remains of a camp. His experiences came back to him. The emancipated prisoners, the ragged zebra-striped uniforms, the infirmary reeking of dysentery and death. Necropolis Pahor's stirring account of providing medical aid to prisoners in the face of utter brutality of the camps and coming to terms with the guilt of surviving when millions did not. It is a classical account of the Holocaust and a powerful act of remembrance. Again, reading about World War II and the Holocaust and intellectual church history, the church during World War II. Slovenia, the church, I mean the Vatican, the church in Rome. Slovenia, a very Catholic country. Croatia, spoken a lot about. Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, all these countries, not very good records. However, when it comes to Slovenia and Croatia, the fighting wasn't, because he's Slovenian and he goes to concentration camps. From what I understood, Slovenia and Croatia, there wasn't too much anti-Jewish genocide. The genocide was targeted against the Orthodox Serbs in Serbia. So I don't know, very interesting, very interesting. Again, right on, Angelina, right on. We hardly known each other less than 6 months, but you've nailed my reading interests. The next book is by Goran Vojnovic. It's called Yugoslavia, My Fatherland. Very cool. Of course, Yugoslavia doesn't exist anymore, but Goran Vojnovic graduated from the Academy of Theatre, Radio, Film, and Television in Ljubljana, Slovenia, where he specialized in directing and screenwriting for film and television. But this book is when Vladan Borojevic Googles the name of his father, Nedeljko, a former officer in Yugoslavian People's Army, supposedly killed in the war that followed the collapse of Yugoslavia, he unexpectedly discovers a dark family secret. The story, which then unfolds, takes him back to the catastrophic events of 1991 when he first heard the military term deployment, and his idyllic childhood came to a sudden end. Okay, I won't keep reading. We get the gist of the idea. This is the Yugoslavian civil war in the 90s. Written by a young Slovenian author. So he probably lived through the war. Vojnovic, who's the author, is considered one of the most talented authors of his generation. National Film Magazine and newspapers regularly publish his articles and columns. His best-selling debut novel, Southern Scum Go Home, from 2008, scooped all the major literary awards in Slovenia, has been reprinted 5 times and translated into numerous foreign languages. Yugoslavia, My Fatherland is his latest novel and was an instant bestseller in Slovenia and the region. I guess the region means the former Yugoslavia. Very interesting, very interesting. I like to say that I've traveled most of Europe. There's one exception. I've never traveled the former Yugoslavian countries. I just didn't. I had the chance just after COVID, but it was the time when they were still doing tests. You had to get COVID tests. And Yugoslavia used to be one country, but then it got split up into many countries. So there was Serbia and Croatia and Slovenia and Macedonia and Montenegro and Bosnia. And for each one, you had to get a COVID test. So I said, forget it. I'm not going to do it. I'll wait. So hopefully I'll make it soon rather than later. And these books definitely, if I don't make it traveling, at least I can armchair travel to the former Yugoslavian countries. Although again, the recent history, a lot of its history, a lot of war, a lot of bloodshed, very tragic. Just because of its geography and it's being a crossroads between, I mean, what was Yugoslavia had Muslims, it had Orthodox Christians, and it had Catholics all living together. And then when it split up, it was messy, but it was unfortunate, very tragic. So next, okay, there's one, like it's a big book. You can, ooh, okay, it's good I caught it. Sorry about this, it's just, I can get rid of the package. See how Angelina's put it in these nice, and this looks like, this looks like it's the cover of a bookstore, like it's the bag of a bookstore. So I hope she didn't buy these books new, because that means these were very expensive, and that's not very good. That's expensive is not good. I hope not. I hope these are used, and she just used these bags, because it looks like new bookstore bag, like paper bags. But anyway, I hope that's not the case. So what is this? Okay, interesting. These are like children picture books. Wow. This one is by Franz Prešeren and Peter Škerl. I don't think I can't read the Slovenian, but it says The Waterman. And this is like it's like a children's picture book, yeah. But it looks like, okay, it's so cool. It has the Slovenian, I believe it's Slovenian, and then the English translation. Sorry, the lighting is not very good, but, and then it's got beautiful artwork, and it looks like Slovenian. Yeah, this is Ljubljana. So it looks like Slovenian history picture book. So cool. I want to show more pictures, like look at that. But I think that's enough, because I think there's like copyright issues, but Very, very cool. Amazing artwork. So the I mentioned two names of this. So there's Franz Prescherin and Peter Schkerl, but which one is the writer and which one is the illustrator? Whoever's the illustrator, this is really, really cool. But the writing must be also good too. I just can't read it now on camera. But there is stuff about the author Franz Prescherin. Born 1800, died 1849, a central figure of Slovenian Romanticism, is imprinted in the mind of the Slovene nation as its greatest poet. Okay, even those who sat on their ears during Slovene class can name at least one of Prešerin's poems. A toast, of course, part of which has become the national anthem of Slovenia. Okay, Angelina mentioned this. She mentioned it, that the poet, this national poet, Franz Prešerin, his poem became part of the national anthem, and it's called Toast, like they drink to their country in their national anthem. So cool. I don't want to keep reading because it's a lot, but I'll read it definitely. I'll take my time to read it. So this is the great Slovene poet Franz Prešerin. But these are like poetry, or it's like short paragraphs and then pictures, but very, very cool. Really amazing. And then the other one is, okay, Ivan Sankar, I think is how it's pronounced. And there's also, I think it's the same illustrator, Peter Schkerl. This guy he's amazing. And this is translated to a cup of coffee. It's actually, I don't know the first word. The second word is cafe. Cave. Okay, cafe. Because I had a Polish friend. Okay, no, they call it gawa, which is like Arabic, gawa. But anyway, I think Ivan Sankar, famous. I think Angelina has. She made a review and discussed his book. But I think this one is. I don't know what these are. Did they write these as like sort of children picture books, or is this like based on his novels? I'm not sure. Because it says here, Ivan Sankar, 1876 to 1918, is one of the most prominent Slovenian writers. He is the author of, among other titles, the short story A Cup of Coffee, which describes his struggle with profound feelings of guilt over his rejection of a cup of the delectable drink. This bilingual picture book edition, it's a short story that's been created into a picture book, but is bilingual, offers a portrait of the master of the written word in prose, as well as with illustrations provided by the renowned Slovenian illustrator Peter Schkerl. Excuse my Slovenian pronunciation, but he's an excellent illustrator. And then, okay, this is our children book. These are short stories that have been adapted into picture books. These are amazing. So cool. Again, there's the price tag. They put the price tag. It's like embedded into the cover. And if this is new, this was really expensive, Angelina. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done it. But wow, really cool. It looks really cool. Those are the books. And then just as I was opening that last book, there popped out postcards. Look at these. Look at this. Slovenia. I think this is Ljubljana. It says, yeah, Ljubljana. Sorry for the glare. More Ljubljana. Beautiful architecture and nature. Just Central Europe. Really, it's just so magical. Look at this one. Nighttime. Ljubljana. Wow. Not the first city that comes into your mind when you think of Europe, but one city I haven't visited and I'd like to. Look at this. Very, look at the cool, are these griffins or dragons? Whatever they're called. It's really cool. You can see, I don't know if you can see, like the tail is like coming out of the. That's really cool. Uh, oh, okay. Here's a close up of it. There might be. Okay, it's called Dragon Bridge. Zmy Zmyski Most. Look at that. You can see the tail coming down, and it kind of like it's like connected to the main sculpture. Very cool. Wow, more very historical Ljubljana monuments and churches and so cool. Okay, there's a city called Piran. This must be on the Adriatic, I think, or on a lake. I don't know, but very beautiful. Uh, Another one, Piran, of Piran. These are longer postcards, but so hard to get into the camera. Look how beautiful that is. And this is Bled. Look at that. Look at that for Halloween. And it's, I think this is autumn because you can see the trees. Angelina told me, she said you should visit in October, which is now, maybe next year. But and then look at that castle in the background, and then there's like a swan, and there's a mist, and oh my God, this is horror movie location extraordinaire, but very nice, very beautiful. And then the last one, Bohini, I think it's pronounced. Also an autumnal picture. You can see the changing colors. Very beautiful nature, very beautiful history. Apparently, very beautiful hearted people, nice people, it seems. Angelina is an adopted Slovene. So I don't know what to say. Thank you, Angelina, so much. This will be returned. I don't know if I will be able to return it as nicely as you have, but the this act of graciousness will be returned. Thank you for all the books about Slovenian history and Slovenian literature. I'm gonna know so much more about Slovenia when I knew very little before this package. The only thing I knew about Slovenia was Melania Trump. That was about it. But now I'm gonna know a lot more. So that's awesome. And then this is just an advertisement for BookTube. I mean, Angelina, we've hardly known each other. My channel is just hitting 6 months old, and I think hers she started at the same time. But this is when people say the community, the BookTube community, how nice they are. Here's your proof. Look at this. I mean, it's uncalled for. There's no reason for Angelina to be this nice to me, so I really appreciate this. And I'll find a way. I know I agreed that I'm going to send a couple of books about a specific subject to you. Maybe I'll try to also do something even grander to equal this because this is really really amazing. Um, but yeah, with that booktube, I'll wrap this up. I'm gonna link to Angelina's channel below in the description box. Check out her channel. She's a very eclectic reader. She has a very interesting booktube channel, so do check it out. Thank you once again, Angelina. Thank you to all of you for watching this. Apologies if it wasn't very well planned. This is the first time I've done a book package opening on camera. But anyway, booktube, I'll stop talking and I'll say goodbye. Salute.